Thank you. What is the vision for education 2047 in Bhopal? So I'll first start with my right hand side, Professor Suresh, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Professor Vishwas, distinguished panelists, my fellow panelists, and all the eminent dignitaries present here. A very good morning to you. First of all, my compliments to Bhopal International Center, Preeti ji, and our entire team that you generally have national level or state level dialogues, but for hosting a very city centric dialogue so that we become very focused, we have focused discussion on how we can improve our city in terms of smart city, in terms of education, and you have a combination of national and state institutions on this panel. So my compliments to you. Well, Professor Biswas said prior to this panel that he has been in this city for 40 years, so he considers himself a part of Bhopal. I've been here only for 4 years, but I think I'm a Bhopali already. So, because I think it is a really unique city with its own characteristics, which I think that today when you talk about quality of life, I'm a Delhiite, and I've been to different cities across India and the world. But the kind of quality of life that I find here, I rarely find in any other Indian city, at least. Now, coming to the topic, Bhopal as an education hub. There is no doubt that we have progressed over the last couple of decades. The number of universities in the private and government sector, the number of national institutions that have come up in Bhopal, I think it's remarkable. From law university to fashion technology to you name it, you have all kinds of institutions here. Even Sanskrit University is here. So it's a combination of, or a very good blending of both traditional and modern concepts of education that you find here in this city. But having said that, and I'm really hopeful also because now we have a chief minister who is himself highly qualified and who has been the higher education minister of the state for a long time. And his first visit after assuming office was inspecting a college, which you rarely find in any other state. So much is the importance he has given, and he has made assurances to the effect that educational system won't suffer for lack of funds. So we are really, I would say optimistic. But these are initial days, so we are sure that his focus on excellence colleges and quality education is indeed. We have to wait for some time. ऑल्सो आई वुड मैं इस बात का भी जो है तारीफ करना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे प्रदेश ने सबसे पहले भारतीय भाषाओं में उच्च शिक्षा को प्रदान करने का भी जो मुहिम अपनाया है. मैं समझता हूँ कि लास्ट ईयर वी हैड द होम मिनिस्टर ऑफ द कंट्री हु लॉन्च्ड टेक्स्ट बुक्स इन MBBS to begin with Gandhi Medical College. This I believe is a decentralization and democratization in the sense that those coming from language background, unko bhi jo hai MBBS comfortably, because they are not being rewritten, they are to begin with they are being translated from English. So it makes it a lot more easier to a lot of students coming from the rural areas. ये भी इसमें कहीं कोई दो राय नहीं. Now, let's also discuss the flip side. I don't think that you can, discuss any aspect of our life in isolation, and education is no different. The kind of discussions we have had on smart city, I think they are invariably interlinked to the quality of education also. I had an institution where a lot of students come from outside of the state. Even from within the state, a lot of students come. One of the biggest problems that we face is absence of public transportation in a big way. And people are surprised to know that perhaps apart from Chhattisgarh, this is the only state which does not have its own state road transport corporation. We don't have our own transport system, government transport system. We are entirely dependent on. So once I shifted my campus last year from the heart of the city, MP Nagar, to Bisankhedi, one of the biggest problems that I've had was how to get people. In fact, people were not willing to, shift in big numbers. Of course, most of the employees had their own personal conveyance, but what about students coming from other states? So I think that maybe the metro in a limited scale is being started, but I don't think that is sufficient. I think that to become an education hub, it is very critical that we improve our transport system. That's a very important part. I'm not just talking about the education part, but also the related parts. Number two, I think that there is a acute shortage of accommodation. I have my students, I have my limited capacity in my university, but hundreds of students don't get good paying guest accommodation, good hostel accommodation, which are in abundance in many cities. If we want to become an education hub, we really need to improve on housing infrastructure in terms of providing accommodation to thousands of students who are now coming to Bhopal in a big way. Maybe some of the big institutions have, accommodation, but even they cannot accommodate the entire strength. So what we require in a big way is, good accommodation for large number of students who are coming. Thirdly, I somehow feel that I have been, because I have campuses all over Madhya Pradesh, I have 5 campuses, और मुझे अपना व्यक्तिगत अनुभव है कि हमारे अपने प्रदेश के विद्यार्थियों को हमारे अपने संस्थाओं के बारे में जानकारी बहुत कम है। 2-3 वर्ष पहले उच्च शिक्षा विभाग ने एक प्रयास शुरू किया था, जब जितने भी प्रिंसिपल्स हैं टू बिगिन विथ एक्सीलेंस स्कूल्स के, उनको रूबरू करवाया था नेशनल और स्टेट लेवल इंस्टीट्यूशंस के हेड से. आई ऑल्सो हैपन टू एड्रेस some of the principals of these schools, and subsequently some of the principals visited our campus also. But I don't know, somehow after that I never heard about it. It is very important that हमारे अपने प्रदेश के बच्चों को, मुझे कोई bias नहीं है, but I believe that when state resources are at stake, it is important that हमारे अपने प्रदेश के बच्चों को भी उसका लाभ मिले. हमारे यहाँ भी 22 राज्यों से हमारे विश्वविद्यालय में बच्चे आते हैं, खासकर उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार और अड़ोस पड़ोस के प्रदेशों से, लेकिन मध्य प्रदेश के बच्चों की संख्या बहुत कम है. मैं समझता हूं कि अगर हम अपने स्टेट के लिए रेलेवेंट नहीं हैं, तो फिर हमारा रेलेवेंस या सार्थकता मुझे ज़्यादा समझ में नहीं आता है. Prior to this, I was the Director General of the Indian Institute of Mass Communication, Government of India. We also had 5 campuses across India, in Northeast, in South, in Western India. One of the first programs that I started was in languages, because I felt that we had students from Punjab studying in Kerala, but hardly any Kerala students studying in the Kerala campus. Same was true for Amravati campus. Jammu campus, Odisha campus, Mizoram campus. We need to become relevant to the local population also. We cannot, maybe some national institutions can certainly have that immunity, but state level institutions should have large number of, because if being the education hub does not help our own people, empower our own people, our own students, then it doesn't have much relevance. So it's important that we renew these programs to ensure that we are able to reach out to large number of students, whether it is private sector or government sector. We reach out to large number of students in different districts of the state और उनको बताएं कि क्या सहूलियत है. Conventional courses with no, I would say that I don't have any grudge against any discipline, though I come from humanities and mass communication. But I believe that students need to be told that there is a world beyond engineering also. There is a world beyond some other conventional subjects also. Because yesterday I was at the Sarojini Naidu Girls School and I was talking to the students there. उनको पता ही नहीं था मास कम्युनिकेशन के बारे में. अखबार के बारे में पता है, टीवी के बारे में पता है, but that it offers the kind of, media for them is just the print media. But it includes advertising, public relations, cinema. I mean, they had just no idea. They had just no clue. I think we need to sensitize our students. That's very important. As I said, connectivity is an issue. I also believe that the way Madhya Pradesh tourism promotes its, different destinations, I think that there should be a proactive initiative, not only on the part of the government, but also maybe a collaboration, जहां हम project करें भोपाल को as an education hub. Pune has become an education hub, thanks to the kind of today, I'm sure that of course, in terms of quality, we may need to improve a bit, I'm not denying that, but there has been a concerted effort, so much so that आज, reaching to Pune has become so expensive. Because they know that students are going there in thousands. Airlines have hiked their prices. It has become a truly national education hub. I just want to conclude by saying that we need to project Bhopal in a big way, in terms of Bhopal as an education hub, not just for the state, but for the entire country. Its salubrious climate, the facilities, connectivity, as I said, is certainly, rail links are certainly there, but I'm sorry to say air connectivity is pretty poor. You can reach Pune from any part of the country, but we don't have a direct flight from, Bhopal to Pune. I think that air connectivity is a big issue. To reach out to major cities in the country, whether it is Chennai, whether it is some other part of the country, Kolkata, I have to catch, 2 flights, to reach out to major cities. So air connectivity has to be improved if we need to project Bhopal on the national education map. These are my initial thoughts, and with this, I'm open to, questions also. Thank you so much for your